So in this slide, we're going to be discussing AspenTech's exposure by currency for the past year. Now, by definition, currency exposure is vulnerabilities of investment, cash flow, or financial position to exchange rate variations of more than one currency. In foreign exchange markets, currencies constantly get exposed to fluctuations in exchange rates, making them intrinsically volatile. Exposure by currency is calculated by subtracting the proportion of the company's value naturally hedged from the fraction of the company's value that is not fiscally hedged. In a company like Aspen, operating in different countries, this approach suggests that the company's economic values are relatively less sensitive to foreign exchange risk than accounting conventions. Based on our case study, the exchange rate exposure emanates from Aspen's clients' currencies, which are the German Deutschmark, the Japanese yen, the Belgian franc, and the British pound. Operating in these four foreign markets therefore poses currency vulnerabilities. The R&D expenditure of AspenTech is about 20%, which amounts to 52% of Aspen's total expenses. The risk arises when the company transacts its sales through local currency because of imminent currency fluctuation. Besides, the company's strategy of 5-year payment deferment increases this financial exposure. Nevertheless, the company enjoys solid sales based on reliable multinationals who constitute many customers and rarely defer their payment. Now, based on our case study, this is further supported by the fact that there is an inelasticity of demand in the market, with clients searching for quality software with an extensive development period to allow integration. As a result, Aspen remains on top to meet these demands, making it vulnerable to currency exposures. With the software switching being made expensive, Aspen remains competitive through agreement reconducting with customers. This entails selling by dollar currency and currency dominant receivable to leading financial institutions. Based on our case study, Aspen strategized to compensate for expenses by hedging receivables and accepting local currencies in its sales. Now, as you can see in our table, the four currencies are listed here, where we have the German Deutschmark going long, UK pound going long, the yen going long, and the only currency which is short is the Belgian franc. And then all the other currencies as well are long. And based on those results, as shown in the slide, it can be concluded that Aspen enjoys a long position in four foreign countries and their currencies, which include, as mentioned, Germany, the UK, Japan, and others. On the other hand, it is in a short position in the Belgian currency market. It can be conclusively said that Aspen's revenue and expenses by currency are long in four markets and fast in one, the primary exposure in the dollar currency. Aspen is thus facing long currency exposure in four countries. To survive in these countries, it is supposed to minimize the risk linked to cash flows due for settlement in the future. Therefore, the hedge manager's task is to secure the current exchange rate for payment to protect the company from likely losses resulting from the fluctuations in the exchange rates. On the other hand, the hedge manager needs to use Belgian currency to offset short foreign exchange positions through forward contracts. This helps to neutralize gain or loss on the original long currency exposure through the corresponding hedges foreign exchange loss or gain.